Hi, welcome to Reverend Insanity by Guzhenren. Enjoy your episode. Chapter 212. Monkey Brain Delicacy. Inside Fang Yuan's aperture, the tide was rising and falling rapidly, constantly washing upon its light wall. The primeval essence seawater was of a jade-green color, indicative of it being rank 1 initial stage. Rank 1 primeval essences, while all being green copper in color, were of different shades, with initial stage being jade green, middle stage being blue-green, upper stage being deep green and peak stage being vivid green. The white light aperture wall was shining brightly and, under his constant washing, grew its foundation. Eventually, as if a critical threshold had somehow been reached, the shining veil wall dimmed as its lights merged together to form a new pattern that rippled like water. The light wall had become a water wall.
Finally, I have reached rank 1, middle stage.
Fang Yuan felt a tiny spark of excitement.
As I expected, it had been 20 days since the day we killed the demonic Path Gu Master woman, and still it took me meditating non-stop to reach middle stage. Too bad I no longer have any liquor bug. Otherwise, it wouldn't have taken even less time.
Liquor bug could refine rank 1 Gu Master's primeval essence up by a stage, thus allowing its users to achieve more, while spending less time on meditation. After his first rebirth, Fang Yuan's first Gu, spring-autumn cicada aside, was a liquor bug, which he later bought another one and fusion refined them both into a rank 2 4-flavored liquor bug. Unfortunately, the 4-flavored liquor bug could only work on rank 2 Gu Master's red iron primeval essence and could not operate on the green copper substrate. Technically, Fang Yuan had obtained a third liquor bug from after killing Gu Yaolu back during his time on Qingmao Mountain as well. However, the divine detective Tai Xueling and his daughter's arrival at the mountain got him cautious, so Fang Yuan destroyed that liquor goo and all other potential evidence in case they might be picked up by the divine detective's investigation techniques. Did he overdo it? Maybe? Fang Yuan harbored no regret. Even though the liquor bug was more important to him right now, making sure the Tai clan father and daughter duo do not know of his crimes was more important at the time.
Another way to get myself a liquor bug would be back refining the 4-flavored liquor bug down to liquor bug again. Too bad back refinement required too many requirements I cannot yet fulfill.
There were 3 tasks to being a Gu Master: to feed Gu, to use Gu, and to refine Gu. Refining Gu could be separated into fusions and back refinement. Fusions, as the name suggested, was to combine multiple low-rank Gu into a higher rank one, while back refinement was to do the complete opposite. There were also many methods to back refine the 4-flavored liquor bug. If one were to use the prodigal son Gu, one would gain 2 rank 1 liquor Gu. On the other hand, using the revert Gu would only yield 1. Using butterfly metamorphosis Gu would turn the 4-flavored liquor Gu into spectral chi butterfly, while incalculable Gu would turn it into a new random Gu, completely unpredictable. For Fang Yuan, the best-case scenario was undoubtedly the prodigal son Gu. However, it was unrealistic, as prodigal son Gu was even rarer than liquor bug, so his best bet remained with the revert Gu. Although it would cost him 1 potential liquor bug, Fang Yuan would not think twice about making that choice. Keeping the 4-flavored liquor bug unchanged would mean that it would take longer for him to reach rank 2. Out here in the wilderness, where every bit of power could make the difference between life and death, spending more time at a lower rank could be detrimental. After all, higher rank meant higher chance for survival. From outside the cave came the sounds of monkeys' screeches and footsteps. Fang Yuan's ear twitched, then quickly relaxed, as he recognized the stepping patterns. Shortly, Bai Ning Bing appeared. Her clothes were made entirely out of vines, with many sharp black thorns growing outward, which were good for both defense and offense. These clothes were formed by the iron thorn thistle Gu. After killing the demonic path goo master woman, Bai Ning Bing had insisted on having this rank 3 grass goo, which she then refined as her own vital goo.
Damn it! Every single time I come and go. Did you really have to bury so many thundering potatoes?
She said with resentment as she carefully moved past the well-disguised minefield.
It is better to be safe than sorry,
Fang Yuan said, turning his gaze toward the strings of monkeys tied to her waist. They were all pocket-sized, with the biggest one not taller than an arm's length, and the most striking feature about them was certainly not their cute round heads covered with soft silky black hair, but rather the long strips of leaves growing from the rim of their waist, forming what looked like a skirt, hence the name, grass skirt monkeys. They were very delicious, much to Fang Yuan and Bai Ning Bing's appreciation these past few days. Aware of their incoming dooms, the grass skirt monkeys struggled violently to no avail. Their horrifying screams echoed through the entire cave.
Start grilling already, I'm starving.
Bai Ning Bing rubbed her belly, hungrily stared right at the tied-up monkey.
I can do prep so you can grill. You do grill much better than I do.
Bai Ning Bing was squatting down, about to deliver the fatal blow when Fang Yuan said,
How about I show you a new way to eat these today?
A red blood goo flew out from Fang Yuan's aperture, landed on his palm, and formed a crescent insignia. His hand then glowed up, though only barely maintaining the rank 3 goo's function with his rank 1 primeval essence. Not knowing his intention, Bai Ning Bing watched cautiously, her piercing blue eyes frantically following his every move. To her surprise, he grabbed a monkey and pressed his palm against its head, and slowly made a circle around the skull. The monkey was screaming in extreme agony, its body jerked and struggled to break free from Fang Yuan's powerful grip, but was no match for his 2 boar strengths. Like a lid, the upper part of the monkey skull was removed, revealing the glistening white brain matter inside.
Have a taste of fresh monkey brain.
Like this, raw?
To answer her question, Fang Yuan just smiled and took a spoonful of the gooey stuff still entangled with blood vessels. The poor animal shrieked, its body spasmed violently. No longer worried about food safety and intrigued by the exciting practice, Bai Ning Bing also then took a bite. The first thing she noticed was the refreshing sweet scent of a grass field spreading on her tongue, completely without any stink of blood, and the texture was like that of silken tofu, immediately melting in her mouth.
This is crazy good.
Only grass skirt monkeys could have such amazing flavors,
Fang Yuan said as he took a second scoop. The poor monkey finally got to die, its emerald eyes dimmed into darkness. Grass skirt monkeys' brains tasted just like ice cream on Earth, so it did not take long for them to finish.
One more, one more.
Bai Ning Bing was licking her lips, asking for more. Witnessing their friend's horrific death, the other monkeys were extremely terrified but could not do anything but roll around on the floor uselessly as Fang Yuan and Bai Ning Bing finished them off one by one. Once done with the monkey's brain, they started to grill the meat. Grass skirt monkey's meat was delicious, tasting very much like fish grilled on hot rocks. Rice bag grass goo. Fang Yuan willed it and a green light came out of his aperture. The rice bag grass goo landed on the ground and immediately sprouted. Before long, the tiny goo had grown into a long stalk reaching 10 meters long. From its branches grew leaves which slowly ballooned to dinner bowl size and started to ripen. Bai Ning Bing then plucked off one of the leaves, completely familiarized with the process. The inside of the leaf pod was filled with glistening fluffy white rice. Bai Ning Bing dove right in, not at all watching her manners, often taking huge scoops of food to shove her wide-open mouth.
Full belly brings the best feelings.
How is the grass skirt monkey's situation?
No issue if we don't get in too deep, because once we do, 3 monkey kings will show up. The wine you want to get is at the very center of the forest, so it will not be easy to get.
Chapter 213. Pits. In this world, humans weren't the only ones who knew how to brew wines. The earliest records of wine came from the legends of the human ancestor. After his two eyes had become his eldest son Great Sun Verdun Yang and his daughter Ancient Moon Desolate Yin. Great Sun Verdun Yang spent a lot of time with Ancient Moon Desolate Yin, and soon had developed feelings towards his own sister. However, she kept refusing him. Upset, Great Sun Verdun Yang knew he needed help and sought the Wisdom Goo for help. At first, it tried to ignore him and would avoid seeing him as much as it could, but Great Sun Verdun Yang was relentless, and the Wisdom Goo could not take it anymore, so it told him of a way.
In the east dwells a tribe of honey peach monkeys. Drink the wine they brewed and then come find me.
Great Sun Verdun Yang went to the east and drank the wine. The honey peach monkey brewed fruit wine, and so when he returned, his face was a shade of rosy red, happily recalling the tastes as he smacked his lips.
So, wine is sweet.
The Wisdom Goo then smiled and said,
In the west, there's a tribe of psychic monkeys. Now go and taste the wine they brewed.
The psychic monkeys brewed bitter wine, and after Great Sun Verdun Yang came and tasted their wine, his tongue was dyed yellow. He recalled the taste with a bitter expression.
So, wine can also be bitter.
Wisdom Goo said to him again,
Wine is both bitter and sweet, love is the same, and human lives are even more so. In the north dwells a tribe of Vidra monkeys. They also brew liquor, now go and taste it.
The Vidra monkeys brewed burning liquor. Great Sun Verdun Yang enjoyed this one very much, and drank till he was inebriated. He kept on drinking more, drinking bowl after bowl before finally grabbing the jar to drink directly from the source. Finally, he began to vomit. The liquor was starting to show its effects, causing him to feel unbearable pains, as if his insides were set on fire, like there was lava flowing through them.
It's too hot!
As he screamed, the searing flame flowed back into his head and ignited his hair. From then on, his hair would forever burn red like fire. When Great Sun Verdun Yang woke up, the Wisdom Goo was looking at him.
What did you think of the burning liquor?
Hearing the Wisdom Goo's question, Great Sun Verdun Yang sighed.
I understand now, no matter how good the wine is, you will vomit it out if you drink too much. Everything should be taken with moderation.
The Wisdom Goo laughed.
In the north dwells a tribe of sky water monkeys. Their liquor is also quite good, now go and taste it.
The Skywater monkeys brewed liquor that was clear as water, and was the complete opposite of the burning liquor the Vidra monkeys brewed. Great Sun Verdun Yang carefully tasted the liquor, and the moment he did so, he completely forgot all of his worries and felt like he was floating in the air, with a hazy and inebriated look clouding his eyes. The Wisdom Goo once again asked him about his experience. This time, he waved his hand.
Having known the joys of wine, I will not pass on the secrets to those who are sober.
The Wisdom Goo chuckled and left quietly. So humans were not the first creatures to brew wine, but rather it was the monkeys who were ahead of us. Everywhere across the 5 regions, all monkeys knew how to brew wines. Their tastes were greatly different from one another's, but they were all referred to by humans as monkey wines. Fang Yuan chose this location partly because he had sensed the sign of his breakthrough into middle stage, and decided to stop to focus on passing through the threshold. The other reason was the monkey wine. As goo bugs went up in rank, they consumed more food while having a longer time gap between meals. Although Fang Yuan had made a lot of preparations, there was a cap limit on how much stuff the 2-seed flour could store. Their journey thus far had consumed much and freed up a lot of space, enough for a wine refill. There were also other uses for wines, like disinfection, heating up the body and other uses. Back refining the 4-flavored liquor bug would also need wine as a supplement ingredient. The 4-flavored liquor bug itself also fed on wine. Getting the wine from the grass skirt monkeys was not going to be easy. Despite being only 100 beast pack, the grass skirt monkey tribe's population was close to 1,000, with 300 beast kings of their own. Not to mention, monkeys were a united bunch and would always fight together. Even rank 3 peak stage Gu Master Bai Ning Bing was not strong enough to brute force her way through them alone. And with his cultivation only at rank 1 middle stage, even with the recent development, Fang Yuan was of no use, but he was determined on getting the monkey wines, which got Bai Ning Bing worried.
Then we need to use our brain, follow me.
Fang Yuan stood up and patted Bai Ning Bing's shoulder. He then walked out of the cave, carefully not to touch any thundering potatoes buried outside. The two of them quickly approached the grass skirt monkey's territory. After long meticulous observation from higher ground, Fang Yuan finally chose an area on the sloped side of the hill facing the sun. He stepped on the ground and said,
Let's dig here.
It took them an incense burn time to dig out a pit, 30 feet deep and 50 feet wide. Thundering Mother Pod Goo. Crouching in the bottom of the pit, Fang Yuan summoned the goo with a single thought. The goo looked like a potato, uneven and with tiny holes all over it. Despite its ugly appearance, it was indeed a rank 3 goo.
My primeval essence won't be enough, I will lend it to you now.
Fang Yuan handed Bai Ning Bing the thundering Mother Pod Goo. Holding it in her palm, she poured in her white silver primeval essence and immediately, there were green buds sprouting from each one of those tiny holes on the grass goo. The sprout grew quickly, then blossomed and bore fruit. Within a few breaths' time, a dark green legume had matured and ripened. The stalks then withered and the fruits fell down onto Bai Ning Bing's hands. Fang Yuan took the legumes and carefully sifted through them, removing all the bad, dead or empty shells. After his pickings, there were only less than 1/3 of the legumes left. They were all functional rank 2 thundering potato goo. Once buried into the ground, they could grow, only to explode whenever they felt the vibration of something stepping nearby. Instantly refining the legumes, Fang Yuan pinched the rank 2 goo in between his fingers and poured his green copper primeval essence into them. The many thundering potato goo started to give off faint green light and slowly hovered up. With a shift of his mind, Fang Yuan controlled the thundering potato goo to drill into the ground, deliberately shoving them an arm's length deep. The primeval essence in his aperture went down rapidly as the thundering potato goo started absorbing soil nutrients to grow. Each one of them got to the size of a fist, which now they could explode when touched. Bai Ning Bing was astonished.
You're doing it differently from that goo master woman. She did not bury the goo too deep, so it exploded immediately when stepped on. But you are burying them deep, this way they will not explode even when stepped on, right?
Obviously.
His reply was brusque. Bai Ning Bing, proud as she was, did not question further, but rather focused her eyes on his actions to determine for herself. Having been with him for a while, she had learnt that Fang Yuan would never do anything without purpose. Once the entire bottom of the pit had been covered with thundering potato goo, Fang Yuan wiped the sweat off of his forehead and called Bai Ning Bing down to fill up the pit together. However, after they had only filled it up by half, Fang Yuan told her to stop, then he went into the pit and put down another layer of thundering potato goo. Bai Ning Bing finally understood his plan.
So, that is your plan. Thundering potato goo being a rank 2 will only have limited explosive power. This way, you can trigger many of them to blow up at the same time. Even 1,000 beast kings would not be able to get out unscathed. But how are you going to get the 3 monkey kings to come here?
How difficult can that be? When the time comes, we just have to capture 2 or 3 young grass skirt monkeys and slaughter them here. Their screeches will definitely infuriate the tribe. Ordinary members of the tribe would come first, which you would have to fend off, then it would be those 3 monkey kings,
said Fang Yuan as he was burying more of the explosive grass goo. Bai Ning Bing couldn't help but nod her head in agreement. Beasts were beasts. They had limited intelligence. Fang Yuan's plan might be crude, but it was undoubtedly practical.
As long as we kill the 3 monkey kings, getting the monkey wine will be as easy as pie. Of course, it will be even better if we can take the goo bugs on those monkey kings.
They then spent the entire afternoon working in the pit, with Bai Ning Bing producing more thundering potato goo, while Fang Yuan buried them into the ground, layer by layer, until the pit was filled to the rim. The two of them were drenching in sweat. If it were not for Fang Yuan's 2 boar strength and Bai Ning Bing's 1 crocodile strength, they would not have made it. To Bai Ning Bing's surprise, Fang Yuan did not show any sign of stopping the next day. He continued to dig out another pit just like the one before.
Just one pit isn't enough to guarantee. There should always be backup plans. Being more prepared is always a good thing.
And just like that, during the next 3 days, Bai Ning Bing had finally been made aware of Fang Yuan's close to perverse definition of cautions. Though the fist pit was still the biggest, they had dug more than 5 pits and buried a huge number of thundering potato goo. With all their preparations, the plan against the grass skirt monkeys went on smoothly. The tribe was defeated with only 2 pits. Of the 3 monkey kings, 2 were dead and 1 was injured, escaping with what was left of their tribe. The dead monkey kings were blown to bits so none of their goo bugs survived. Fang Yuan filled up the 2 of flour with as much monkey wine that it could carry, enough to refine the 4-flavored liquor bug should he have the chance, as there was enough food for it to live on for at least 2 years. If they were to come across a merchant caravan, these monkey wines could also fetch a hefty price.
Before we go on, we need to clean up the battlefield and fill the 2 exploded pits.
Is it necessary to be so careful?
Bai Ning Bing was getting sore just from hearing the word pits.
Did you forget how we tracked down that demonic path goo master woman? It was because of the clues she left behind. Those pits you dug, better not bury yourself in them.